You walk into a phone store, not because your current phone is broken, but because it's slightly annoying. The battery doesn't last like it used to, there's a small crack on the screen, nothing serious, just enough to justify an upgrade in your head. You tell yourself it makes sense. You need it for work. Better speed, better camera, better productivity. Next thing you know, you've spent $1,200 on the latest model. You leave the store feeling good, like you just leveled up. But then you sit in your car, take the phone out of the box, and really look at it. It's clean, premium, almost too nice. And suddenly, your old accessories don't belong anymore. That cheap charging cable you've been using, it feels wrong. So you upgrade it. Then you realize your case doesn't match the vibe. You swap it out for something better. Your old earphones? Not compatible, or at least not worthy of this new experience, so you upgrade those too. Before you even notice what's happening, that $1,200 decision quietly turns into $1,600, maybe more. And the crazy part? It didn't feel like overspending. It felt logical. But here's the truth. That wasn't random. That was a pattern. A psychological chain reaction that has drained more bank accounts than bad investments ever will. It's the reason people win the lottery and still end up broke. It's the reason a simple upgrade turns into a financial mess. And it all comes down to one idea. Your new purchases don't exist alone. They force everything around them to change. Most people think they buy things because they need them. In reality, they buy things because their other stuff starts to feel out of place. Let me show you where this pattern comes from. Back in the 1700s, there was a French philosopher named Denis Diderot. Brilliant guy, respected thinker, but financially, not great. He lived a simple life, nothing fancy, old furniture, worn clothes, basic setup, and he was fine with it. Until one day, everything changed. A wealthy admirer decided to help him out by paying a huge sum for his personal library while letting him keep the books. Overnight, he went from struggling to comfortable. So, naturally, he decided to treat himself. He bought a luxurious robe, something elegant, expensive, completely out of character for his old lifestyle. At first, it felt amazing, but then he looked around his room. The robe looked incredible, but everything else suddenly looked terrible. His desk felt cheap, so he replaced it. Now the desk looked good, but the rug didn't, so he replaced that too. Then the curtains, then the chair, then the decorations. One upgrade led to another and another and another, until eventually he had replaced almost everything he owned. And just like that, he was broke again. Later, he wrote about this experience and said something powerful. He used to control his possessions, now his possessions were controlling him. That's the trap. Because once you introduce one high-level item into your life, it raises the standard for everything else, and anything that doesn't match starts to bother you, not because it's broken, but because it doesn't fit anymore. This happens everywhere today. You decide to get fit, so you buy expensive gym equipment. Then your old clothes don't feel right, so you upgrade your wardrobe. Then your space doesn't match your new lifestyle, so you redesign your environment. Before long, you didn't just buy equipment, you bought a whole new identity, and identities are expensive to maintain. Same thing with cars. If you see yourself as someone who drives a basic car, your lifestyle stays simple. But the moment you stretch and buy something luxury, everything shifts. Your clothes, your habits, where you go, what you spend. Not because you have to, but because it feels off if you don't. That's the real cost people ignore. They look at the price tag and ask, "Can I afford this?" Wrong question. The better question is, what else will this decision force me to upgrade? Because the first purchase is rarely the final cost. It's just the beginning. Take something like renovating your kitchen. You plan to spend $10,000. Sounds reasonable. But once it's done, your old appliances look outdated, so you replace them. Then the floor doesn't match. Then the living room feels off. Suddenly, your $10,000 project turns into $30,000 plus. Not because you planned it, but because the first upgrade made everything else feel inadequate. Here's the uncomfortable truth.
Sometimes upgrading one thing makes your entire life more expensive, and worse, it can make you less free. You start protecting your stuff instead of enjoying it. You stop relaxing in your own space because everything feels too nice to mess up. You become the caretaker of your lifestyle instead of actually living it. So, how do you avoid falling into this trap? First, before buying anything significant, think beyond the item. Ask yourself, what else will this decision drag in with it? Second, control how much you own. If something new comes in, something old should come out. No stacking upgrades on top of clutter. And third, don't be afraid to keep things simple. A low-maintenance lifestyle gives you something most people lose chasing upgrades: freedom. Because when your standards are grounded, nothing is forcing you to spend just to keep up with yourself. Look, there's nothing wrong with buying nice things, but you need to understand what comes with them, because sometimes that one purchase isn't solving a problem, it's creating 10 new ones. Don't let your stuff set the rules. Stay in control. If this opened your eyes even a little bit, do two things. Hit the like button so more people can see this, and share it with someone who's always tired but doesn't know why. And if you want more content like this, simple breakdowns that actually change how you think about money, subscribe. I'm Ralph, your money guy, and I'll see you in the next one.